Megan. And beautiful, so wonderful to have everybody here this morning. Just take a moment here into this beautiful inward posture, in and down and into the earth, and take a moment of gratitude, humbleness, humility. Really tuning into your own breath here, so finding the in-breath and its fullness, and breathing into the back of the lungs, and then the out-breath in its completion. And this breath being a beautiful teacher of cycles. And then from here, we'll inhale this nice and slowly, come up onto all fours and come into a cat-cow position. And then on the exhale, we're gonna go right back into child's pose, curl the tailbone, round the back. Good, and inhale from the tailbone, we're gonna round and curl and open up through the chest, arching the back, and exhale. Glide your hips back. So we'll come into maybe 3 or 4 more of these, inhaling all the way through. Just feel that wave come through your spine, and exhale, gliding back. Great, and then just 2 more, inhaling and exhale. Yeah, and you might find you come into a little more of a side stretch now, and side to side, and I want you to just take it into your own spontaneous movement, and just like you're going in and exploring the movements of your body, the edges. Great. Take another breath or 2, maybe some figure 8s with the tail and the crown. And then coming back to neutral, let's walk the knees together. Tuck the toes under. We'll come into toe stretch here. And then we'll set the right fingertips down. And if they don't go to the ground, that's fine. We're just going to stretch up and over with the left arm. Nice. And then inhale and exhale to the other side. And then just go side to side a couple more times. Beautiful. Great, and then inhale, coming back to all fours, tuck the toes under and slide back, downward facing dog. Let's come into our first dog pose of the morning with the knees bent. The toes that come into the stretch of the toes. So you're really opening up the plantar fascia on the bottoms of the feet. Yeah, so deep crease in the hips helps us to soften and open the inner thighs, soften the hips. Find a little more of that water element. Great. Okay, and then let's walk the dog a couple times, just stretching out one leg at a time. You can go a little bit slow, so you feel the opening in the calf, the backs of the knees and hamstrings. There's a line of fascia on the whole back line of the legs that we're opening. Great, and then let's walk our hands all the way back to the feet and separate your feet nice and wide. So our first forward fold of the day, inhale, look up, and this is also just a modified inversion. And then exhale, fold. And if your hamstrings feel a little tight and tense, you can bend the knees just slightly, a little micro bend. And let the upper body get nice and heavy. Let go of your head, your shoulders even here. You can take your elbows if that feels good. And feel gravity, feel the the jaw, releasing into gravity. You feel that beautiful healing quality of gravity, the yielding. Yeah, and take one more breath, exhale. And then we'll bend the knees and we'll just roll up one vertebrae at a time, rooting down through the legs and feet. Stack each one of your vertebrae as you inhale, reach the arms all the way up overhead. And root down through the leg. And then we'll bend the knees. We send the top of the femur bones back and fold forward. Great. And again, straighten the legs as much as you can. And inhale, look up halfway. And lift from the belly up to the heart. So I'm going to get nice and long from the tailbone to the crown. You can feel that length both in the front and the back of the spine. And then on your exhale, fold. So with forward bends, I like to just move a little more slowly like molasses. So just watch that in that tendency to want to move quickly. Good, and then we'll bend the knees again, and you can one vertebrae at a time, stack your spine up. And this time, inhale, we'll take the arms out to the sides, and exhale, reach back, interlace the hands. Loop the shoulders back on the in-breath, open the chest, exhale, fold. Yeah. So again, nice deep crease in your hips. And this time we bring in the shoulders, it feels yummy. You can even bend one knee, bend the right knee, open the left shoulder to the sky. And exhale, and then bend the left knee and right shoulder up. Beautiful, exhale, back to center. Inhale, look up, and exhale, release the hands, walk back out to downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Great. And then from downward dog, we'll inhale, slide the chest forward, plank pose. And from plank, exhale, knees bent, chest to the floor, Ashtanga Pranam, chin touches, and then slide your way into baby cobra. Spread all 10 toes and just feel free to do a little moving cobra in the shoulders, circling one shoulder at a time. Yeah, beautiful. And then we'll come into full cobra on the in-breath, elbows in, shoulders back, beautiful. Exhale, lower and press back, either straight legs or knees bent into downward dog, and you're welcome to modify in puppy pose, half dog pose. So just feel your body. Again, we're moving into this new moon, so there's an inward pull. And you might feel like you need to slow it down, rest a little bit more. Just honoring where your body is this morning. Breathe deeply. Good, and take one more nice big full breath in, filling up the lungs. And exhale, follow the breath all the way to the tail end, Mula Bandha tones, and then hop or step. Let's actually just step to the top of our mats, inhaling to a halfway lift, open up the heart space, and exhale, fold forward. Ground the four corners of the feet, and from there, inhale, lead with your heart, sweep your arms wide and up. Look to your thumbs at the top of the breath. We'll take the hands right down the center line of the body and just pause here for a moment. And close the eyes and just feel into your feet, your foundation, spreading all 10 toes. And just find those four corners of the feet and play with, instead of pushing, play with yielding into the four corners and feel your body just oscillating, organizing around the central line. And from there, you can allow the shoulders to relax, the jaw to soften, and any unnecessary tension to let go. Yeah. Great, and then we'll let the eyes open, arms down by your sides. Let's move and flow through a couple of sun salutes. Inhale, sweep the arms wide and up, look to the thumbs. Exhale, we'll swim up and over. Deep bow, plugging into earth. Inhale from there, lift the belly, open up the chest. Exhale, let's step the left leg back. Just do a modified dog pose. Back knee to the floor. Inhale, crescent lunge. Hook the thumbs and just take a slight bow in towards the chest. Square off the hips and inhale another breath. Curl back. Yeah, feel free to go into the side a little bit. We'll keep that side body opening today. And then inhale back up to center, curl back. Exhale, hands down to the floor. And you can either come onto the knees or straight legs, Ashtanga Pranam or Chaturanga Dandasana. Again, listen to your body and what it needs today. Inhale and exhale, press back, either into child's pose, half dog, or full dog. And breathe, 5 Ujjayi breaths. The ears soften and open. And just listen, beautiful. Great, open up the palms of the hands. The inner thighs move back and apart, and we extend from the sitting bones down through the heels. And we'll take one more full inhalation. Follow the exhalation to the tail end until you feel Mula Bandha. And then step your left foot forward, back knee releases to the floor. Inhale, one full breath, and take the opposite hook of the thumb. Slight bow as you exhale, so kidneys open up, back body. And then inhale, curl it back, look up, take a little sip of summer, and exhale down. And then we'll slide our foot all the way forward, taking a full breath in, open the chest. And exhale, bow. And feel that gravity relaxing the jaw, shoulders. Inhale, leading with your heart. Inhale. Keep inhaling. And exhale, either arms down by your sides or down to the front. And we'll just keep going in this flow. Inhale. Sweep the arms up. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, halfway lift, straight spine. Let's step both feet back, plank pose. And inhale here, just hold the plank, navel lifts, heart softens. And then on the exhale, either knees bent or straight legs, Chaturanga Dandasana. And slide yourself through into Cobra or Upward Dog, your choice. Good, and exhale, pull back. And breathe, taking 5 Ujjayi breaths. Again, you can be in the child's pose, you can be in puppy pose, or full dog. Just listen to your body this morning. What does your body need? Deep Ujjayi breaths. Find a soft smile across the face. So there's this continual attention on the inner softening, the inner connection. Good. Great. And bottom of your next breath, look between your hands, and you can either hop playfully or walk to the top of your mat. Inhaling, long spine. Exhale, ground in. And inhale, the arms take you all the way back up. Spreading your wings out of the nest. Good, exhale. We'll swim back to our plumb line. Let's do one more of these, Surya Namaskar. So as you inhale, feel the soles of the feet open as the palms open, spreading those wings. Exhale, up and over. Deep bow into self. Inhale to a halfway lift. Good, and then exhale, step or hop, plank pose. And take a pause, one breath here. Inhale, with your heart in the lead. Exhale, lower, slide through to up dog or cobra. Big breath. Nice, and then exhale. We'll press back and take 5 breaths. So can we hold the bitter and the sweet all at once? Can we find that place between the in-breath and the out-breath? The pause. Listening to the breath. Toes opening. Good, and at the bottom of our next breath, we'll walk our feet together. So toes touching right like to the sky. And then plug your finger pads into the earth. So we're in an inversion here. Getting a little more blood flow into the brain. You can bend the knee, open the hip. Yeah, and again, this can be done on your knee, so there's always a modification available. And then look up between your hands, exhale, step all the way through to a lunge. Turn the back heel to the floor, and we'll just come up halfway here, hands on the hips. You can have the hands on the hips or arms down by your sides. So we were talking this morning about a new name for empty nesting. So we're going to imagine ourselves, even though I'm not an empty nester, I'm getting close. I can feel it with all my friends. So you can just imagine your life. You're taking off into a new chapter here and spreading your arms wide. Good. And then inhale, we'll come up into the full Virabhadrasana, root from the hips into the feet. Reach the arms up. Good. And then we'll open it right up to Virabhadrasana 2 here. Bend the front knee over the ankle. And just turn the palms up for a moment so you get that rotation in the shoulders. Imagine you're just going to catch a little bit of the summer harvest here in your palms. Yeah, and then gaze off your fingertips, turn the hands down, take another breath or two. Soften. Good, inhale, just open it up into reverse warrior. And then spinning the arms right back down. Your choice. You can come back to a resting pose, downward dog, move through vinyasa. Just see what your body is guiding you towards. We're gonna meet in the downward dog with the feet together. Left leg to the sky, inhale, plug the finger pads in and just play. So even if you haven't done a big yoga practice in a while, a lot of times in summer, we kind of let that go. It's okay, just meet yourself where you are today. And then on the exhale, step all the way through to a lunge, turning the back heel down, about 45 degrees in with your back foot. And just take a pause here, arms by your side. And again, we wanna focus here on the out breath, the grounding, gravity down and in. And then inhale, sweep the arms up. And on the next exhale, we'll open it up, Virabhadrasana 2. And you can turn the palms up to get that rotation in the shoulder, the opening through the collarbones, really nice, everyone. And then turning the hands back down. Couple of breaths here. On the in-breath, opening up, left arm. And exhale, let's spin the arms down and make your way back to downward dog. And if you feel moved, you can go through a vinyasa, otherwise just staying here. Great. And then we'll inhale the right leg to the sky again, just for one breath here. And then exhale, step all the way through and walk your hands over to the left. Okay, so Prasarita Padottanasana. You're gonna bring your feet parallel to each other. And you'll walk your hands out to begin with, just so you can find the center of your feet, grounding equally from the heels to the toes, toe mounds. And once you feel that, then walk your hands in and find your sweet edge. I think this is one of the, if your hamstrings are tight, this is one of the easier forward bends to do. You want to keep those quad muscles engaged. Yeah. And then those of you that want to take it into a little inversion right away, really check in with your body, make sure it's where you want to go. Now you can pop into a tripod headstand. Otherwise, just stay here. We're going to take this a little longer. Yeah. So in the tripod, I find that you can even play with just coming up onto your toes and just feeling what it might feel like. Yeah. Nice. And wherever you are, take another 2 breaths. And then on your next in-breath, look up halfway. Exhale, we'll walk back to the front of our mats and just slide back Adho Mukha Svanasana. And then we'll come down onto our knees and into Balasana Child's Pose. And just allow yourself a little resting moment. Deep breath. Great. And then inhale, we'll come back up into downward facing dog. And let's reach the left leg to the sky this time. Inhale, exhale, step through, and we'll turn the back foot 45 degrees again. So we want to have our hips squaring towards the front of the mat. Hands come on either side of the foot. Does anyone need a block here? You guys okay? So if it's hard for you to get your hands to the floor, this is where you might put your hands on a little block. It's also, you could also use a wall if you have a wall in front of you. Great. And then from here, ground the left big toe mound and pull the outer left hip back. And then inhale, lift the belly forward, heart forward. Exhale, walk it out. And you can play with walking your hands out in front of your foot. And just breathe. Ujjayi breath. And I find actually in this pose that if you can move your hips a little bit, it brings a little more flexibility. You want to kind of find that center point where the two hip bones are facing forward. Great. And then look up, inhale, bend your front knee, and let's just hop up onto the left leg and just take a little forward bend here. One-legged forward bend. Standing split. Great. Inhale, look up, exhale. Let's come back to Uttanasana. It's gonna feel like a little resting pose. You can take your elbows here. And again, just let everything hang. I love these poses that you can really let gravity do the opening. Good, and then we'll scoot our feet a little closer and step the left leg back. And so your left heel is going to line up with the inner edge of the right foot, right? And then inhale, look up and lift from the whole front of your spine up through the crown, and exhale, walk it out. Yeah. Find that first edge. Breathe, good. Nice, you guys. Deep Ujjayi breaths. Relax your jaw, your eyes, soften into your breath. Great. And then on your next in breath, look up and bend the front knee, and we'll hop up onto the right leg. So you can either stay here, this is an option, or walk your hands in for a little more of a forward bend, standing split. Hugging the inner thighs, and breathe. Great. Inhale, look up, exhale. Let's step back to Uttanasana, yeah. Both legs back, take a hold of your elbows and just hang down. And just 2 more breaths here. Great, you guys. And then inhale. We'll release the hands back to the floor. And let's come back to downward facing dog. And inhale into a plank pose. So lower the hips, bring the chest forward. And then down, all the way down onto our bellies. Let's reach back and interlace the hands here. Do a little bit of back bending in between for some counter pose. You can loop the shoulders back and separate the feet a little bit wider. And then roll over to your right side, and you can keep the feet wide here. Nice little opening in the chest. Yeah, so side body as long as you inhale. And then arm bones back as you exhale, looking to the left. Just find a little smile inside. And then inhale, coming back, and we'll just roll on over to the left side. Just be curious inside your body. Roll back on the exhale. Great. And we'll take our hands by our chest and just go ahead and push back onto the knee. Little check in. How's everybody doing? Good. How's the pace? Good. Okay. Great. Okay, let's come into dolphin pose. So we'll interlace the hands, elbows shoulder width apart. Go ahead and take your chest forward until you feel the weight come more into the forearms and melt and soften the heart. Shoulder blades on the back. Then tuck the toes under and lift the knees. So you may find that you need to walk the feet back more or maybe a little more forward. Let's find that sweet spot for you. Grounding the forearms. Yeah. And breathe. Nice, everyone. Just see if you can inhale, fill up the kidneys a little more. So you're drawing the lower ribs in, kind of knitting them in, and then melting the heart and knees to the floor. Come back to Balasana, child's pose. This time taking the arms down by your sides. And just deeply resting in, like your little cocoon. Ujjayi breath. Yeah. Great. Okay. And then let's go ahead and come back to downward dog. And we're just going to, from downward dog, walk all the way to the top of our mats. And then take your hands to your hips. And we'll slowly inhale. Come back up. And exhale. We'll walk the feet together. Samasthiti. I can. I'm gonna come out a little bit. No, something just happened with my AirPods. Okay, you guys can hear me okay? Okay, so let's take, if you guys have a strap, grab a strap. If you don't, it's okay. Okay, anything really works as a strap. You can use a scarf or. So we're gonna stand, and you may need to use the wall for this, depending on your balance. We're going to stand on the left leg and put the strap around the balls of the right toes, and then go ahead and straighten. And don't worry about how much slack you have. You can even be down here or up here. And if you don't have the strap, you can just hold on to your big toe here or the knee. Another option. Yeah. Okay. And then once you find your sweet spot, lift up nice and long through the spine, and then slowly take your leg out, woo, about 45 degrees. So the key is to stay rooted, that aponic energy going down and in. And if balance is tricky, just find a little support to lean on. Yeah. And look over the opposite shoulder with a smile. There's a beautiful buck that we're all looking out at right now. Hello, a huge one. Beautiful. Is he been hanging out there, Jeannie? Oh no. And then inhale, come back. Super tippy this morning, just embracing that. Okay. And then release your leg and just hold it up in the air for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo. Let's do some hip circles after that. Woo. Yeah, it always feels good to do some big circles in the hips after that. A little bit of spiral movement. And then we'll go to the other side, standing on the right leg. Take a hold of either your knee or your foot with the strap. And then just start by standing strong in that standing leg. So we yield and root down to find more vertical and lift. And then go out to the side, maybe 45 degrees, gazing off to the right. And breathe. Yeah. Good, and then inhale, bring it back to center. You can hug in just a little bit and then release the strap or your foot and just hold for 5, 4, use your core a little, 3, 2, and 1. Good, and then shake it out. And again, just a couple more hip circles. See, we're all like, oh, beautiful buck. And Jeannie's like, it's eating all my plants. Bittersweet. Great. Okay, guys, let's inhale again, come back to center. Feet are hip distance apart. Exhale, fold forward. And let's go ahead and take our big toes, Padangustasana. And inhale, look up. Like you're gonna pull the toes across the room. Draw the shoulder blades down the back as you exhale, release the head, neck, jaw. And we come into relationship with gravity so that it's actually helping the body to open and release the neck and spine. Come back to the sweet rhythm of your in-breath, your out-breath. Great. And then we'll go right into Padahastasana. So you're gonna look up and this time slide the whole hand underneath the foot. It's okay to bend the knees a little and you want your toes to touch the creases of the wrist. And then inhale again, like you're gonna pull your hands out. Exhale, fold. Deepen the creases at your hips. Listen to your breath. Inhale. Exhale. Slow everything down. Great, and then inhale, look up, exhale, we'll take our hands up. We're gonna come right down into a squat. So if you need a little support, you can use a blanket or roll up your mat a little bit under your heels. Let's see where you're at. Take our hands to our heart. Yeah. Great way to feel gravity. Yeah. So just closing the eyes, take a couple of breaths here, and we can draw the chest through here and drop the tail towards the earth. And then let's plant the hands and just come up onto the toes with the hips high. And we're just gonna place the knees here. And I won't ask you to come up unless you feel the impulse to come into Bakasana. Otherwise, you're just going to come into more of an inversion, right? Where you're plugging the finger pads in, hips are high. Of course, if you feel like, oh, I want to try the arm balance, go for it. But otherwise, you just stay here and let the head hang. Great, you guys, that's beautiful. And then we'll come back to our squats. Yeah. And let's sit back on our butts. And we'll take the legs out in front. And then just take the thighs and roll them in as you pull the buttocks flush back. Now, if you're sitting here and your lower back is rounded, you just want to sit up on a little blanket. We'll take the hands by the hips and just find that Dandasana. Danda is the staff. So we don't want to just go for the up, right? We want to find the balance of the down first, the apana. So go down and yield. And then from the yielding, go up. That's a different thing, right? And then once you have that, inhale the arms up overhead and exhale, hinge at the hips. Keep the spine elongating as you come forward. And then at some point, you'll take your hands to your ankles or your feet. Inhale again, and then just exhale. Find your first edge and breathe and wait. Yeah. You can just imagine your legs have some nice grounded sandbags on them, the thighs. And with every out breath, find a little more surrender inside, a little more release. Take another 3 extended Ujjayi breaths. And your last breath here, make it a good one. Nice long inhalation, and then the exhale, let go into it. Let gravity do the work. Beautiful. And then on the inhale, we'll slowly come up. We're going to take it into Purvottanasana, so the counter pose to this. Hands back behind with the fingers pointing in. And you can do this with the legs straight or the knees bent. So you guys just decide how you want to go. And I like to curl in first. Elbows bend, look in towards the heart. And then inhale, lift. Yeah, roll the thighs in, inner feet reach towards the earth. And if that's too much, you just come into more the tabletop variation. Both great poses. And then exhale. Release back down. Let's stretch the legs out again. We'll fold the right leg out to the side. Bring the foot in, Janu Shirshasana. And on the in-breath, reach the arms up. You're going to turn your right ribs to face the left leg and exhale, hinge. Take your ankle or foot, inhale again. And exhale. Nice to use your left hand out as an outrigger here on the side. And work with the breath. So every inhalation is really a time to get more spacious inside, more space in the tissues. And every exhale, more softening, relaxing. And all that outward energy of summer, and just start to just pull in the reins a little bit. Good, and then inhale, let's come on up. And let's go ahead and take the right ankle on top of the left thigh. Right, so you're just resting your foot here. And if those of you who want to take the half lotus, you're welcome to do that if your knee is happy. Okay, and then inhale. From here, reach the arms up. Exhale again. We want to keep the belly lifting, hinging at the hip joints. And then take your foot, ankle, whatever works for you. And inhale. And then you just work with your body right where it is. Back to this cyclical breath. And on your last couple of breaths here. Great. And then inhale, come on up. We're going to do one more pose. So if you're in half lotus, you'll slide your ankle just above your knee and then bend your left knee. And we'll take it into nice little hip opener here. I like to lift my hips and just play with bringing my hips maybe a little more forward or back, depending on my hip flexibility. Great. We'll open up the chest. Smile at your beautiful open or tight or somewhere in the middle hips. Great. And then we'll just lie back from here, take eye of the needle. Got to make sure I leave plenty of time for inversions. Yeah, last couple of breaths. You're welcome to take this into a deeper, if you want to take baby cradle or stretch out your left leg. Just be spontaneous in the next few breaths. And then we'll make our way back to eye of the needle and then back up to sitting from there, and then just stretching out into Dandasana. We'll come back to our staff pose. And Dandasana is sort of like the Tadasana of the sitting poses. So let's come back to equipose for a moment. Finding the balance, right, of yield and lift. And then we'll take Janu Shirshasana. So draw the left foot in and inhale, take a big breath. Lift up to the sides of the waist, exhale. This is my side I have to love a little more. Yeah. So inhaling, lift up through the left waistline. And exhale, fold in. And slow it down. Great, inhale, we'll come back up. And then let's place the left ankle just above the knee, or if you're taking half lotus, you can do that. And then we'll inhale, reach the arms up, and exhale, go forward, take your shin, ankle. Yeah, and if you have just a tighter side, just nurture it, love it, meet it where it is. As you inhale, you want to think about breathing in more space, more opening. And as you exhale, letting go. A great teacher of life. We inhale, we let things in. Exhale, release them out. And then inhale, coming back up, and we'll bend the right knee. Yeah, you can just pick up your hips and find that sweet edge for you. My hip is pretty tight on this side, so I like to sort of float. Yeah. Find some fluid movement. in the hip. And then when you're ready, you can lie on your back and take eye of the needle. So take your hands through and take the back of the thigh or the shin. Yeah. And any variations for you that come out of that, you're welcome to do. Yeah. Beautiful. And then in the next breath or two, we'll make our way back up to sitting. Take your time. And then we're gonna scoot our way back to downward dog. And you're just gonna feel that work of the forward bend. You might feel just a sense of more presence and grounding into your being, into your body. I actually find the yielding to be quite freeing sometimes. Relaxing of the nervous system. Great. Okay, so if you can walk yourself back to any kind of wall, we're going to come back to the wall. Yeah. And you're just going to set your heels just up on the wall a little bit. And this is going to be the inversion you're going to do for a lot of you. You're just going to keep checking in with yourself, and then you can play with one leg up the wall. And then maybe the other. And if you like, again, this is a little more challenging. So you just feel into your body. If you like, you can come through a handstand. Okay, but listen to where you are this morning. It might be a little much if you haven't been practicing. Just check it out. You can feel all the benefits of the inversion just right here. Yeah, beautiful. Just spend another couple breaths, and then when you're ready, you come down into child's pose. Take a little rest here and breathe. Yeah. Great. That's so good, huh? So just imagine I'm coming over and putting my hands on your sacrum, or there's a nice little sandbag sitting on your sacrum. So you get that feeling of grounding. Great. And just stay another full in-breath. And then a full out breath. Great. And then we'll inhale, come on up. Okay, so we're going to take a shoulder stand, maybe. Or if you're not up for shoulder stand, you can just do the plow pose. Now, if you have any issues, like lots of issues in your neck, I want you to really check in, especially those of you out in Zoom land. Do what feels right, since I can't see you so well. But if you are up for doing shoulder stand or even halasana, the plow, you can take a blanket. I'm just going to turn here, and you just put the nice folded edge where your shoulders would be. And then I like to fold the mat over about 3/4 of the way. And again, feel free to watch to start. Yeah, Jeannie, she's got 2 blankets. So support your neck in any way that you need. And then you're going to come right to the edge here. You guys can just watch to start. So you're just about an inch or so from the edge. I like to kind of prop up my hips a little, and then legs go over. And this can be your pose. Candlestick is an option too, right? Where you're just part way and there's less weight on your neck. Otherwise, coming over into the plow, walk the shoulders straight in, and then one leg up at a time. Okay? So just take your time and take whatever variation feels like it serves your body in the best way. I don't always teach these online, but I feel like then we never get to do them. So yeah, you want that blanket is there so that you are not putting weight on C7, that big cervical vertebrae at the base of the spine. So yeah, good, Karen, nice. Yes, beautiful. Yeah, great. And an option here, honestly, is just to come onto your back and bring the legs up like so. Little modified variation, or even putting just a block or a blanket right underneath your sacrum and like so. I love this pose. It's a much more modified version of shoulders down. So you're still getting all of the benefits of the blood flow coming down into the pelvis, into all those abdominal organs. Just breathing here. Yeah. Yes. Good. Legs up. Yes. Great. Great. And then we'll slowly make our way. So if you want to stay longer, you're welcome to, but I'm going to take you out. At this point, you can take your legs back down. If you're in the full shoulder stand, you come down into halasana. And if your legs are up, you can just draw the knees into the chest and just start to make your way out, rolling gently one vertebrae at a time, all the way out. Nice counter pose here is to come, once you come out of the shoulder stand, stretch the legs out. So you're fully stretched out on the floor, and you tuck the hands under the outer buttocks and come up into Matsyendrasana. You can just come up onto your elbows here and open up the chest. This is one variation here. And then you have to watch for your neck here. So if your neck feels vulnerable, just be here. Open up the chest nice and big, or if you want to take your head back. And then you're going to just gently make your way back down and draw both knees in. Give yourself a nice big squeeze for making it here to practice this morning, and maybe trying some new things in your body. Give yourself a little squeeze. Good. And then when you're ready, gently push or roll up to sitting. And we're going to do some Nadi Shodhana pranayama. So to sit on a blanket, just make sure that you feel like the spine doesn't have to effort just to sit. So you want to feel that support. And we'll close the eyes. So Nadi Shodhana, you all know Nadi Shodhana. I mean, Karen, you know it, right? Nadi Shodhana. Okay, I'm gonna review it. So you're gonna use your thumb and your ring finger of your right hand, and then your index finger and middle finger will fold in. Okay, and you want to stay soft, like you're not pushing on your nose hard. You're staying really soft, right? So those are the two fingers, and we're just going to alternate closing off each nostril, and I'll talk you through it. So let's just rest that mudra here on the thigh. Close your eyes. Relax your jaw. Your whole face is relaxed. A smile on the face. We don't want to start our pranayama in a place of hardness. Right? It's so soft, inward. Ujjayi breaths. So start with those extended in-breaths with a pause in the middle. Long, full exhalations with a pause at the end. Good. And then we're going to inhale a big breath, and we'll begin by closing off the left nostril and exhaling through the right. And you'll inhale through the right. Bring your attention to your third eye. Let the attention cross over to the left and breathe out through your left, closing the right. Inhale through the left. Obviously, if you know this, go at your own pace. Pausing your attention. Exhale the right. You can feel Mula Bandha at the bottom of the breath, slight tone. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Feel the cycle. Inhale through the solar side. Exhale through the lunar side. Inhale through the left. Exhale right. Just do one more cycle. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Release your hand. Inhale through both nostrils. Exhale through both. And do a few more Ujjayi breaths, allowing your attention to just rest in the third eye, the Ajna chakra. You can hold Dhyana Mudra with the thumb and index fingers touching. Palms are soft. And start to let your breath go back to its natural rhythm, its easy rhythm. Take about a minute or so in silence. You can take another few moments here. I'm going to invite you to either stay in meditation, or if you want to take another minute or two in Shavasana, whichever feels more nourishing to you. I'll finish with the Rumi quote. Let yourself be silently drawn to the pull of what you really love. We'll come back just slowly through some deeper breath. And as you feel ready, some little movements in the fingers and the toes. And if you're not already, come make your way nice and gently back to sitting with the hands folding at the heart. And just take a moment here and we'll seal in our practice. So may we stay connected to the inner, the inward pull, the apana, as we move into our day. Bring the thumbs to the third eye, feeling in our practice. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Hope you all have a beautiful day. Good to have you back, Karen. And now we're all better now. Yay.
Thank you, Allison. That felt wonderful.
Oh, I'm so